Carl Jung's Synchronicity, the hidden patterns that shape your life. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Carl Jung. Welcome to Spiritual Wisdom, where today we explore the fascinating idea of synchronicity and the hidden patterns shaping your life. These moments are not mere coincidences. They are meaningful connections between your inner world and the universe around you. Imagine what could change if you recognized and applied these principles to your daily life. How much clarity, growth, and happiness might unfold. As you listen, I invite you to reflect on your own experiences of synchronicity and share them in the comments below, because your story might be the missing piece of wisdom someone else needs. 1. Jung's early visions and the birth of synchronicity. As a child and young adult, Jung was haunted by intense dreams, startling visions, and strange phenomena, such as objects breaking on their own. At first, these experiences filled him with fear, making him question his own sanity. Yet beneath the terror was a profound realization. Life was not ruled purely by chance. These events seemed to follow a deeper rhythm, pointing toward patterns that were invisible yet meaningful. What others might have dismissed as accidents, Jung began to interpret as signs of connection between the inner world of the psyche and the outer events of reality. This awakening marked the beginning of his lifelong quest to understand the unconscious and its mysterious dialogue with the physical world. He came to see that dreams, visions, and even the smallest coincidences could hold messages that bridge spirit and matter, revealing an order that reason alone could not explain. Far from madness, these early experiences became doorways into a larger truth that the unconscious is not only personal, but also collective, shaping and reflecting the universe itself. Through this lens, spirituality became not an escape from life, but a deep engagement with its hidden structure. Jung's early visions remind us that what we fear as chaos may actually be the first glimpse of higher intelligence at work. Each synchronicity, each meaningful coincidence, carries with it the potential for spiritual awakening, showing us that the world is alive with purpose. When we learn to read these patterns, as Jung did, we begin to understand that our lives are not random, but guided, unfolding through a delicate dance between psyche, spirit, and reality itself. 2. Collective unconscious and archetypes. Carl Jung realized that his own visions echoed great world events like the First World War, and from this, he developed the idea of the collective unconscious, a hidden layer of the human psyche that belongs not just to the individual, but to all of humanity. Within it live archetypes, universal patterns of meaning such as the hero, the mother, the shadow, and the wise old man. These archetypes are not inventions of culture, but timeless images that shape how people think, feel, and act, surfacing in myths, stories, dreams, and even the choices we make. They are invisible frameworks that guide spiritual development, connecting us to the experiences of countless generations before us. Jung also showed that archetypes are tied to synchronicity, those mysterious, meaningful coincidences when inner experience aligns with outer events. A sudden meeting, a recurring dream, or an unexpected sign at the right moment are not accidents, but messages from the deeper fabric of life. They reveal that your personal journey is woven into something greater, and that spirituality is not separate from daily events, but alive in the very patterns you encounter. By recognizing these moments, you begin to see life not as random, but as filled with purpose, where every coincidence has the power to guide you toward growth. Archetypes teach that the shadow is not to be feared, but to be faced, for within it lies wisdom, that the hero's path is your own, inviting you to overcome trials and rise to your higher self, and that the wise old man appears whenever you are ready to receive guidance, whether through a mentor, a book, or an inner voice. Synchronicity, in turn, invites you to pay attention, to ask what message is being revealed, and to align your choices with the deeper truths unfolding in your life. Through the collective unconscious and the archetypes within it, Jung revealed that human beings are not isolated, but deeply connected to one another and to the universe itself. Every dream, symbol, and coincidence becomes a doorway to greater awareness, reminding you that your life is part of a vast and meaningful design. By honoring these hidden patterns, you step into spiritual development, awaken wisdom, and discover that your journey belongs not just to you, but to the collective soul of humanity. Do you feel the pull of the collective unconscious and the archetypes shaping your path? If you believe this truth, comment with faith, "I awaken to the wisdom of the collective unconscious." 3. Synchronicity as a principle beyond causality. Synchronicity is not a random coincidence, but a meaningful pattern that reveals the hidden intelligence of life. Carl Jung used this word to describe events that are not linked by cause and effect, yet are bound by meaning, showing us that psyche and matter are two sides of the same fabric. He called this the unus mundus, the one world where inner and outer reality are connected. When you think of a person and they suddenly call, or when a symbol appears at the exact moment you need guidance, these are not accidents, but invitations to see that life itself speaks in signs. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Jung reminded us, and synchronicity is one of the ways the unconscious becomes visible. This principle challenges the narrow belief that everything must have a material cause. It suggests that meaning itself is a form of connection, that your inner world and the outer world move in alignment beyond time and space. To notice synchronicity is to awaken to the reality that life is not mechanical, but intelligent, not chaotic, but intentional. Every symbol, every dream, every encounter can carry a message meant to guide your growth. Jung showed that the psyche holds an intelligence that interacts with the universe in ways rational logic alone cannot explain, and that to live wisely is to pay attention to this dialogue between soul and cosmos. Recognizing synchronicity transforms the way you see yourself and your journey. It tells you that you are not alone, that your steps are part of a larger design. When you embrace these moments, you develop spiritual wisdom, learning to trust your intuition and to align with the deeper order shaping your path. Synchronicity turns life from a series of disconnected accidents into a story of connection, reminding you that every experience has the potential to awaken, transform, and reveal the hidden patterns shaping your destiny. 4. Science, spirituality, and alchemy. Jung recognized synchronicity as a profound bridge between science, spirituality, and alchemy, showing that life is not random, but deeply interconnected. In quantum physics, the observer effect revealed that consciousness can influence outcomes, and Jung saw this as evidence that the mind and the material world are intertwined. He linked this to the Hermetic principle, as above, so below, teaching that the patterns of the cosmos mirror the patterns of the human soul, and that inner transformation is always reflected outward. For him, synchronicity was not coincidence, but a sign of the hidden order uniting the seen and unseen, a message calling us toward deeper spiritual awakening. His study of Eastern texts, such as The Secret of the Golden Flower, expanded this vision, where Taoist wisdom described inner alchemy and the balance of opposites. Jung found in mandalas a living expression of the psyche's drive for harmony, symbols of wholeness that unite light and shadow, yin and yang, conscious and unconscious. These images demonstrated that spiritual growth is achieved not by denying parts of ourselves, but by embracing and integrating them into a greater whole. They revealed how the soul naturally moves toward balance and order, mirroring the cosmic design that shapes existence itself. Through this synthesis of science, spirituality, and alchemy, Jung showed that synchronicity is both a psychological truth and a spiritual law. Just as quantum theory suggests the observer plays a role in shaping reality, Jung believed awareness tunes us into currents of meaning that bring the right people, experiences, and revelations at the right time. Every synchronistic event is a reminder that your life is part of a larger tapestry woven with purpose, guiding you toward wholeness and awakening. By understanding these hidden patterns, you are invited to live with greater awareness, to see every moment as infused with meaning, and to recognize the harmony between your inner journey and the vast intelligence of the universe. 5. Synchronicity in therapy and daily life. Carl Jung revealed that synchronicity is not a random accident, but a bridge between inner experience and outer reality, showing us that life moves according to hidden patterns. In therapy, he often used this principle to help patients break free from rigid, rational thinking and to open themselves to deeper truths. The famous Golden Scarab incident illustrates this perfectly. A patient shared a dream about a golden scarab, and at that very moment, a scarab-like beetle appeared at the window. When Jung presented it to her, the shock of that alignment shattered her disbelief, proving that life carries meaning beyond logic. For Jung, true healing was never limited to the mind alone. It had to touch the entire person, body, mind, and spirit, because real spiritual development comes from recognizing that our lives are part of a greater cosmic pattern. Synchronicity transforms how we see our struggles. Instead of treating them as random burdens, Jung encouraged us to view them as meaningful signs, guiding us toward growth and wholeness. When we notice how dreams, encounters, and repeating symbols align with our inner states, we realize that life is a living dialogue between our soul and the universe. This is where spirituality deepens through the awareness that we are not separate, but intimately connected to a larger intelligence. Jung once wrote, "The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed." In the same way, synchronicity transforms us, because every significant moment of alignment becomes an invitation to awaken. In daily life, synchronicity can appear as a chance meeting, a song lyric that speaks directly to your heart, or a repeating number that reassures you of your path. These moments are not coincidences. They are reminders that you are guided and that your journey has meaning. They reveal a mirror between the psyche and the universe, showing that reality is not chaotic, but purposeful. By paying attention, you step more fully into spirituality because synchronicity calls you to awaken, to align with your higher self, and to consciously engage in your own spiritual development. The more you listen, the more you recognize that you are never alone. The universe is always speaking, always guiding, always shaping you toward transformation. Stay connected with our community of spiritual wisdom by subscribing to our channel. Here, we explore Carl Jung's synchronicity and reveal how hidden patterns can guide your daily life and even transform therapy. Remember, you are deeply connected to a greater order, and every sign you notice is a reminder that life is filled with meaning and guidance. 6. The 5 types of synchronicity. Warning synchronicities arrive as life's alert system, guiding you before pivotal or stressful events unfold, showing up as sudden signs, recurring names, or unusual patterns that nudge you to pay attention. They echo the Hermetic principle of cause and effect, reminding you that nothing happens by chance and that awareness gives you the power to prepare before the storm arrives. Confirmation synchronicities, on the other hand, appear to reassure you that you are aligned with your path, whether through repeating numbers, timely encounters, or symbols that echo your inner desires, embodying the Hermetic principle of correspondence that is within you, reflects back from the world around you. Prophetic synchronicities speak through symbols, visions, and dreams that carry hints of what is to come, giving you glimpses of future shifts and guiding you with foresight. They resonate with the principle of vibration, teaching that everything is energy and that the psyche communicates through patterns that reveal meaning when you learn to listen. Manifestation synchronicities occur when thoughts and desires take form in the physical world, proving that your mind is not just a private space, but the architect of your reality. They reveal the principle of mentalism, showing that focused thought, charged with emotion, eventually crystallizes into experience. Opportunity synchronicities emerge at the intersection of preparation and timing, when doors suddenly open in ways that perfectly match your readiness. These moments demonstrate the principles of polarity and rhythm, where cycles of challenge give way to cycles of opportunity and obstacles shift into pathways of growth. All 5 types, warning, confirmation, prophetic, manifestation, and opportunity, illustrate that synchronicity is not mere coincidence, but a language of intelligence and spiritual wisdom woven into the fabric of life. By learning to recognize and trust these patterns, you move from passively experiencing life to consciously co-creating it, seeing that every sign, every encounter, and every moment carries meaning. 7. Self-realization through synchronicity. Jung described individuation, the process of becoming your true self, as a circular journey symbolized by the mandala, where synchronicity serves as a guide leading the ego toward the self. Within this circle, every meaningful coincidence becomes a signal, reminding you that life is not random but patterned with deep significance, revealing that your inner world and the outer cosmos are intimately connected. When you begin to notice these patterns, you realize that each encounter, each moment of alignment, is a message calling you closer to wholeness. Synchronicity is more than chance. It is the universe reflecting your inner state back to you, showing that spirituality is not an abstract belief, but a lived experience of harmony between mind and world. A sudden meeting, a phrase heard at the exact moment you need it, or a challenge that forces growth all serve as evidence of this hidden order. By aligning yourself with these signs, you begin to move with life rather than against it, awakening to the truth that you are part of a larger design. As this awareness deepens, creativity flows more freely. Relationships reveal hidden lessons, and even obstacles transform into opportunities for growth. The journey becomes less about control and more about trust, as synchronicity teaches you to see meaning in every twist of the path. Each return to old experiences offers new understanding, drawing you closer to the self, just as the mandala's circle draws all lines to its center. In this way, self-realization emerges not through force, but through surrender, as synchronicity unveils the unity of soul and cosmos and guides you into the heart of spiritual awakening. And so, as we reflect on Carl Jung's insight into synchronicity, we are reminded that life is filled with hidden patterns waiting to be noticed. These moments are not random. They are invitations to trust the flow of life and to listen to the deeper wisdom that surrounds us. If this message has inspired you, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom. Be sure to turn on the notification bell so you never miss our upcoming explorations into the mysteries of the soul and the universe.